What is flow? What is flow? It is an opening. It is an allowing. It is a relaxing. It is an exhale, a breathing out.
Hello, it's me, Jo Norton. Yes, I am talking to you from the bathtub, my favourite place to be, where I am most in flow. So why not hop in and join me? The water's warm, the bubbles are high, and we are tapping in to mind, body, and soul. Oh, hang on, just a quick caution. There's likely to be swearing. That's just what happens when I'm excited and in the flow. So if you've got sensitive ears, you might want to scroll on by. See you in the tub.
You can't push yourself into flow. That's what we're going to talk about today. You cannot, we cannot, I cannot push myself into flow. We don't get into that flow, that openness, that rhythm, that dance from a place of forcing and pushing. And we're talking about this today because as I sat in the water today, as I sunk my body down into this beautiful warm water and bubbles today, the first thought that came up in the mind was, I'm not sure. I'm totally in the flow right now. And then the next thought that I noticed in the mind was, well, we're filming an episode. Here we are creating an episode of Tub Talks. And so we better put ourselves in the flow. We better push ourselves in the flow. We better get ourselves into the flow. We better force ourselves into the flow. And as I noticed the voices in the mind, thank fuck, I know I am not those voices. Thank fuck, I know that I am the observer of those voices. And so I don't have to believe them. I don't have to attach to them. Because fundamentally, what is flow? What is flow? It is an opening. It is an allowing. It is a relaxing. It is an exhale, a breathing out. It is a receiving, and it is a giving. It truly is the being energy that I talk so much about. And therefore it's not the doing, the planning, the organizing, the thinking it through. It is the allowing and the unfolding and a remembering of a deeper, wiser, truer soul's message and calling that allows us, that we choose to allow us to be here now, to be in the present. And so those thinky thoughts in the mind that want to take over, want to spiral, want to be who we are just more of that doing, are just more of that distraction from who we truly are. So when I noticed the thinky thoughts telling me to push myself into the flow, telling me to force myself into the flow, then that's what I did. I noticed them. I became the noticer of them. I opened myself up to the truth which reminded me that I am not those thoughts. And so I can notice them, I can hold space for them, but I don't have to attach to them and I don't have to believe them. And so in the message that they were talking about, push myself into the flow, force myself into the flow, even just taking a moment to sit back and bring some conscious awareness to that, we go, what? Of course not. Of course we can't push ourselves and force ourselves into the flow, because the flow is an opening and allowing a being, and we can't get to a destination by following a journey that isn't in the same vibration as the destination. So if we want to be in being, allowing, opening, receiving, then we can't get there with the doing energy. We can't get there with the thinky thoughts. We can't get there with the pushing, with the making it happen, with the hustling, with the struggling. We cannot reach a destination through a journey that isn't aligned to the destination. And so me pushing myself, forcing myself into flow is never going to work. You pushing yourself and forcing yourself into flow is never going to work. And then the other thing that comes up is me judging myself for not being there is also one of the things that is going to keep me stuck in that spiral of distracting myself from who I truly am, keep myself stuck in that spiral of the thinky thoughts as I bring another judgment and I try and make sense of it all, and I berate myself and chastise myself and not being where I think I should be, where I think I need to be. Just hear all of that. Hear that spiral playing out. You've heard it in your own mind so many times, right? In different ways. And notice what I've been called to do or to be instead. Notice that through recognizing, through becoming the observer of the thoughts, I've been able to call them out, not with judgment, not with disdain or disgust, just simply call them out. There they are. Hi, thoughts. There you are. Ah, I see. I see you're sharing that with me. Thanks for sharing that with me. Thanks. Actually, though, I'm going to just say it out loud. I'm going to share it and say it out loud. I'm not going to try and push you away, because that again is me trying to use a pushing away energy to get to a place that is not going to be in that same energy, in that same vibration. And so it's just never going to work. It's never going to happen. And so actually I'm going to allow you. I'm going to allow you just to flow through me. Hello, thoughts. Here you are. I'm allowing you to flow through me. I'm going to just share you. I'm going to say you out loud right here. Because from this place, notice what's happened. From this place, I have become the noticer, the awareness. I have become flow itself. And through me opening up, allowing, rather than pushing and forcing, the flow just flows. The flow just flows beautifully, effortlessly. And it's such a powerful, powerful thing for us to remind ourselves. So next time you are trying to force yourself or push yourself into any aligned energy, like flow, or into being and into allowing or into receiving, anytime you notice yourself pushing yourself or forcing yourself, seriously fucking notice it. So much so that you become the noticer. You become the observer of it. Because from that place, suddenly you've opened up. Suddenly you're more awake. And from this awakeness, this alertness, this aliveness, then the flow will start to flow on its own. The flow will start to flow on its own. So that's what I'm going to invite you today to not to do, but to be. I'm going to invite you to be the noticer today, to be the observer of any thoughts that are coming up that are trying to get you to force or push anything. Thoughts that are coming up telling you you should or you need anything. And I'm going to invite you just to be the noticer of them, to be so fucking awake to noticing them that they soften naturally. They naturally start to soften and almost drift and flow away, which then will beautifully leave you open to allowing, open to being, and open to the flow.
I'm so happy you joined me for a spiritual soaking. I don't know about you, but I am pruning up quite nicely here, so it's probably time to hop out. Make sure to hit the likes and subscribes and all that jazz, and I'll see you again soon for our next Tub Talks.